I want to be completely real with you for just a second, because I think you deserve that. A couple of years ago, I was sitting exactly where you probably are right now, just scrolling through endless videos online, watching people talk about making money online, thinking it just sounded way too good to be true, thinking that was probably some random scam, thinking that maybe these opportunities only work for certain people or for smart people or for people with certain degrees, and definitely not for someone like me. And I totally get that. I genuinely do, because I tried everything. I tried dropshipping, I tried running a marketing agency, I tried freelancing, and I failed at pretty much all of it. I even ended up in debt. And it wasn't because I wasn't working hard, I was working incredibly hard. I was putting in more hours than I am right now, but it was because I was spinning my wheels because I was chasing things that sounded cool on paper, but didn't actually solve a real problem for real people. And that's the difference between a business that dies and a business that actually works. And once I figured that out, once that actually clicked for me, everything changed. Because over the last few years, I've been able to make over $1 million online. I've been able to retire my parents. I've been able to build a life that generally doesn't feel like work anymore. And I'm not telling you that to show off or to flex on you. I'm telling you that because I want you to understand that the ceiling on what's possible right now when you're in the right opportunity is way, way higher than most people even realize. And look, before I go any further, I have to be straight with you because I think that's super important. I'm not saying that you're gonna go out and you're gonna make millions of dollars online. I'm not even saying that you're gonna make any money at all. The Bureau of Labor Statistics has data that shows that the majority of businesses fail, over 90% in their first 5 years. And starting any business is genuinely hard and comes with real risk. And what I am saying, however, is that this is an opportunity that worked for me and I want to walk you through it because I think it could work for a regular guy with literally no tech background, no special skills, and it's at least worth understanding or looking into. So let's actually talk about what this actual opportunity is, because it comes down to a simple concept that sounds so simple that most people completely overlook it when they're trying to build a business online. And that concept is this: the only way to make real money from any business is to solve a real problem. That's it. And that's the whole game. The bigger the problem, the more money you can make. And Warren Buffett has actually said this himself. The larger problem you solve, the larger the reward. And when I really started thinking about what the single biggest problem is that any business can have, the answer is obvious once you see it. It's not having enough customers. Think about that for just a second. If a business doesn't have enough customers just coming in through the door, none of that other stuff matters. It doesn't matter how great the product is. It doesn't matter how talented their team is. It doesn't matter how beautiful their office is. If nobody's buying, the whole business falls apart. And here's the craziest part. Harvard Business Review actually published data showing that over 65% of businesses say that lead generation, meaning finding and attracting new customers, is the single biggest challenge that any business can face. It's quite literally $1 billion problem. So there are businesses out there right now, today, inside of your city, across the country, who are struggling with this exact same thing and who would pay you serious money to solve it. And that's where I came in. Because what I figured out is that if I could be the person who solves that problem for them, well, if I could be the middleman, the person who uses AI and modern AI tools to help business find and connect with new customers, then I could get paid really, really well to do exactly that. And that's what AI lead generation is. That's the entire premise of this opportunity. Now, I know what you're probably thinking because I get this question all the time. You're thinking, Jim, if it was so simple, why wouldn't businesses just do this themselves? Why would they pay someone else to do something that they could theoretically learn how to do on their own? And that's such a fair question. So let me give you the analogy that actually made this click for me. A couple of months ago, my car needed an oil change. And sure, I could have went on YouTube, I could have just searched, hey, how can I change the oil on my car, watched a tutorial, gone to the auto parts store and changed the oil myself. I'm sure I could have figured it out myself, but I didn't do that. What I did was I drove 20 minutes to the mechanic, I paid him $100, and I didn't think about it ever again. Not because it's impossible to change my own oil inside of my car, but because I had better things to do in my time And honestly, I just didn't want to do it myself. I didn't want to, get my hands dirty. I didn't want to make my clothes dirty. And that's exactly why businesses pay people like me and the people that I've taught this to handle their own lead generation. Because number one, most business owners generally don't know how to do it as well. And number two, even the ones who could figure it out, they most likely don't want to spend their time learning how to do it themselves. They'd rather just focus on running their business and just pay someone else instead. It's called delegation, who's already good at this to handle it for them. And the reason that AI completely changes the game, the reason that I'm here sitting talking about this in 2026 and not 2016 is because AI removed all of the manual, time-intensive work that used to make lead generation so hard. Like, think about what lead generation used to look like. You had sales development reps, SDRs, whose entire job was just to sit down and manually write and send cold emails every single day, one at a time, research prospects one at a time, follow up manually one at a time. And these people literally get paid six-figure salaries because it was generally skill work, right? Generally time-consuming work, and businesses were willing to pay for it because the alternative was not being able to get new customers. But now, AI can write those emails, AI can personalize them at scale, automation tools can manage the sending, the follow-up sequences, the timing, all of it. So what literally used to take a full-time employee literally 40 hours a week now takes me an hour or two a day because the AI is doing all the heavy lifting. And that's the shit. That's what nobody who's still doing lead generation the old way has fully adapted to yet. And that's the gap. The space between how lead generation used to be done and how it can be done today with AI, and that's the opportunity. And when I started my AI lead generation business back in 2022, I literally had zero tech background. I wasn't a developer. I didn't know how to write a single line of code. I never ran a successful business before inside my life, but within my first 90 days, I went from zero to earning my first $10,000 per month. I had 4 clients pay me anywhere between $2,000 and $3,000 a month each, and by month number 4, I was making more money from this than from my actual job. So I left that job. And the thing that made that possible, the reason I was able to get there so quickly wasn't because I was working 80-hour weeks or that I had some secret advantage that nobody else had. It was really just 2 things. One, I was charging real money for solving a real problem. If I was charging, let's say, $100, $200, $500 a month, the math simply doesn't work. But because I was providing genuine value, because I was actually helping businesses get new customers, I could easily charge $2,000 to $3,000 a month, and clients were just happy to pay it. And number 2, the AI was doing all of the heavy lifting. So I can manage multiple clients without it just consuming my entire life. And since then, I've taught this to over 300 people. And I personally watched people start this part-time on the side of their jobs that they just didn't love and scale it to $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, $15,000 a month. And it wasn't because it's magic, it's not because they're magical, but because the opportunity itself is real. The real problems that they're solving, again, it's real. And when you're in the right opportunity vehicle, when you're actually solving a problem that people desperately need solved, success, it just kind of becomes a lot more accessible. And I want to be clear about something before I wrap this up, because I think it's super, super important. I don't think AI lead generation is easy. I don't think any legitimate business that can make you real money is going to be easy. It's going to take work, it's going to require consistency, and there will absolutely be challenging moments. But here's what I do 100% believe. I believe that this is one of the most straightforward business models available right now in 2026 because demand is absolutely massive, and the tools that exist today make it more achievable than it's ever been before. There's never been a better time in the history of the world to get into this. The AI tools are way more powerful. The businesses who need leads are hungrier than ever before, and the gap between how most businesses are doing lead generation right now and how it can be done with AI is still wide enough that the people who move on this right now have a real advantage. So if any of this resonated with you, if you're remotely curious, if you've been watching this and you think that this might actually be something worth looking into, here's what I want you to do. If you want to learn more about how this actually works in detail, click the first link in the description down below and we could talk about whether working together even makes sense or not. But if you prefer to start learning on your own completely for free, I have a ton of content on this YouTube channel that goes way deeper into the actual process, all of the tools, the strategy, literally all of it. Either way, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of it because I put out new content like this every single week. Drop a like on this video if it added any value for you. It generally helps more people find it. And leave me a comment down below letting me know what your biggest questions about AI lead generation is, because I read every single comment and I create content based on what you're actually asking. I'll see you in the next video. See ya.